Exodus chapter 18. Jethro, priest of Midian, father-in-law to Moses, heard the report of all that God had done for Moses and Israel, his people. The news that God had delivered Israel from Egypt. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, had taken the Ziph, Moses' wife, had been sent home, and her 2 sons. The name was one Jethro, Sonar, for he said, I am a sonar, in a foreign land. The name of the other was Elisnar, God's help, because the God of my father is my help and saved me from death by Pharaoh. Jethro, father-in-law to Moses, brought Moses, his son, and his wife in the wilderness, where he was camped at the mountain of God. He had sent a message ahead to Moses. I, your father-in-law, am coming to you with your wife and 2 sons. Moses went to welcome his father-in-law. He bowed to him and kissed him. Each asked the other how things had been with him. Then they went into the tent. Moses told his father-in-law the story of all that God had done to Pharaoh and Egypt, helping Israel. And all the trouble they had experienced on the journey, and how God had delivered them. Verse 9 through 11. Jethro was delighted in all the good that God had done for Israel and delivered them from Egypt obsession. Jethro said, Blessed to God who had delivered you from the power of Egypt and Pharaoh, who has delivered his people from the obsession of Egypt. Now that I know that God is greater than all gods, because he's done this, all those who treated Israel angrily. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, brought a whole burnt offering and sacrifices to God, and Aaron, along with the elders of Israel, came to eat the meal with Moses' father-in-law, the presence of God. The next day, Moses took his place to judge the people. People were standing before him all day long, from the morning to night. When Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people, he said, "What's going on here? Why are you doing all of this and all by yourself, letting everybody line up before you from the morning to night?" Moses said to his father-in-law, "Because the people come to me with questions about God. When something comes up, they come to me. I judge between a man and his neighbor and teach them God's law and instructions." Moses' father-in-law said, "This is no way to go about it. You'll burn out, and all the people right along with you. This is way too much for you. You can't do it alone. Now listen to me. Let me tell you how to do it so that God will be in this with you. Be there for all the people before God. But let the matters of concern be presented to God. Your job is to teach them the rules and instructions, to show them how to live, what to do, and then you need to keep a sharp eye for compliant men who fear God, men of integrity, men who are incorruptible, and appoint them as leaders over the group organized by the thousands, by the hundreds, by the 50s, by the 10s. They'll be responsible for the everyday work of judging among the people. They'll bring the hard cases to you. But in routine cases, they'll be the judges. They will share your load, and they will make it easier for you. If you handle the work this way, you'll have the strength to carry out whatever God commands you, and the people in their sittings will flourish also." Moses listened to the counsel of his father-in-law and did everything he said. Moses picked competent men from all Israel and set them as leaders over the people, who were organized by the thousands, by the hundreds, by the 50s, by the 10. They took over the everyday judging among the people. They brought the hard cases to Moses, but in the routine cases, they were the judges. Moses said goodbye to his father-in-law, who went home to his own country. Thank you for listening to this chapter, and always remember to smile, because you never know what a smile can do for someone's day. Thank you, and God bless.